if you genuinely feel like you're special, there are people who don't feel like that too. I know somebody who told me, no, that there's nothing in them that makes them feel like there's something about them. They're just here. They earn maybe what is minimal. They don't want too much. They don't want too little, of course, to start asking anybody for anything. They just want to quietly live life and die. There are people like that. They don't feel any type of pain. So this the conversation is not for you. The people who we are addressing today here are the people who also feel like there's something about them, there's something they're here to do. They feel like there's something, but it looks like it's not clear to you. See how to bring that thing out. From today that you have listened to this life, start biting more than you can chew. Go and find tasks around. This just even means that everything you think about, you must try it. First of all, because most of the things you think about are highfalutin. There are things that are almost unachievable. I heard Kanye West say something one time. He said, people complain about the things he says. He now said, can you imagine the things I think? He also said, in the same breath, that everything he has ever done, that people are like, wow, that he actually was thinking about more than what he got. That's when he worded it. But the point, I'll paraphrase. I'm paraphrasing now. His point is, what you saw that you're screaming wow for, what was in his mind was 50, 100 times more than what you saw. So that's the same principle we're about to operate. For everybody who feels what I just talked about, you're going to start fighting more than you can chew. So first of all, any idea you have, you do it. That one, if they are very highfalutin ideas, that's when it gets interesting. But if it's something that looks like it's achievable, do all those things. Don't waste time. Once you have an idea, fast. Execute, clean up, make it better. Execute. But if you have an idea that looks impossible, that's when it gets interesting. Now, start picking up goals that look impossible, and then genuinely try to make them happen. This is going to be a habit. So it's 2 steps. The first step is you have to start. Your imagination has to improve. If you can, of course, you can't force yourself to imagine anything, but you can hear what somebody else did and decide to do that thing, at least. You see, so you hear something somebody did that you feel you didn't know that was possible, and now you're inspired. It's time to repeat what the same thing the person did. So I'm talking in open words because I don't know. Each situation is unique for everybody, so I don't want to say any particular examples to knock anybody off. But if you feel special, how you feel. The things you are supposed to be doing, that you feel like you are supposed to be doing. This is going to be very noisy, so I'll just pause for a minute. All right, so the things that you are supposed to be doing. See why I'm saying it? Time flies. You know. Life happens. You may fall sick. Somebody who you care about may fall sick. You may lose some months or even some years of your life. You may have some gaps. Then when you add sleeping time, the time you used to sleep to that, when you put that together, that's a lot of your life taken away from you. So the only way you can look at yourself every now and then and say, okay, we've done well. Okay, I'll use an example. This account you're listening to this from was started 3 months ago, 4 months ago. And since we started, we have posted up to 800 videos in 4 months. 800 videos. If you post one video every day for 1 year, you would have posted 365. So that you can get the context. So we have posted more than 365 videos multiplied by 2. You know, so I don't want to now tell you what is on my mind, what we had on our minds when we even started. I don't want to touch or address that one. You know.
And I see you're chilling. That's right, good,
You're looking sharp, my teeth. Hold on. So I don't want to now say what I was thinking, you know, or what we intended to do that we are underperforming on. Because the 800 videos we posted so far is an underperformance. You know, so that's an example of what I'm talking about. This is not to flex, this is to give you context. You know, so we are saying bite more than you can chew each time. Do it, make it a habit. Like I said, in 2 parts. The first part is ideation, thinking about it in that form. You don't want to do anything that is normal. You want to always be on your way to do something that every other person will say is impossible. This is too much. This doesn't make too much sense. Come POS. Anytime. You know, so you want to think about things that will be impossible to the regular person, because you're claiming you're not regular now. Your mind is saying you're not regular. That's what your brain is giving you. You know, so the things you're going to, if you have to share those ideas, also share themselves, because they can kill those things. Those things are, an idea is like an embryo. Whatever you do when you're freshly pregnant would affect the child. So sometimes sharing those ideas with people, they can just shut it down and kill it completely. So me, I tend to not do that, except it's with somebody who my think tank, people I share ideas with. You know, but even those people, you have to do it carefully. You know, because you're about to hit them with something they will not believe in. You know, so I hope they have the self-control to at least keep quiet if they don't believe in it, so that they don't discourage you. You know, so you start with that. You're thinking about things that look like they're impossible. First of all, damn. You now lay it down. Now make plans that will make it impossible. So something I also do, or something I also try to do, is to use ChatGPT and say, young man, I don't want to hear any negative anything. If everything is possible and I want to do this, how do I do it? Go straight to give me how to do it. Don't tell me anything about what is achievable, what is not achievable. This is 100% possible. That's the mind frame I want you to be in. Now give me what you think. You know, so the guy will now start like that and now give me his own. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you now want to break it down to achievable targets as much as possible, remember, first of all, you believe. The thing starts with belief. You have to believe that thing that is supposedly impossible is possible. Now, if your mind can't believe it, then there's nothing really special about you. I'm just saying. I'm saying, because for me, I think everything is possible. The things that have been done, think about all the things that have been done before they were done. There was a time there was no mobile phone now. Who do you think made a mobile phone? How do you think that person's brain was working? Uber. Hailing cab system where somebody presses something on their phone and a cab shows up. Before that time, the idea came from a movie, from a James Bond movie. Somebody saw James Bond leave a restaurant or a motel and requested something on their phone, and a taxi came out. It was from a sci-fi movie, you know, that some of these things, people imagine them and then they create them. Before AI came, and what AI is doing. You see what I'm saying? So it's people who can dig into the impossible that almost are the ones who are making inventions. You know, so if your mind cannot even go into those places and bring things that look impossible to regular people, you remember you say you feel like you're a special person. So why should what looks impossible to regular people be impossible to you? Then I don't think there's anything special about you. So if you can dig into those environments that you belong in, and then you can ideate, you know, and believe, and then start planning to execute, and then make it a habit. So that's the second part. The second part is making what I just said a habit. You're always in doing things like that. Keyword is always. I wish this person listening can understand what I'm saying. The keyword is always. You're always doing this. You're ideating. You're generating ideas that seem or feel impossible to the regular person, you know, and then you bring them out, crystallize them, write them down, start trying to make it happen with all your heart. with everything you have. The people who can manifest, people who pray, people who believe, people who brainstorm, whatever technique you use, and you're stretching it. What will happen is you're going to have hits or near hits or even misses. But if your life is full of hits and near hits, you know what that type of life is. Do you understand? That is how. Remember, you've lost time sleeping. You will sleep for. These people that like to throw statistics around, they say sleeping 8 hours a day means you've slept 1/3 of your life. So already 1/3 of your entire existence in this place does not exist. First of all, these 2/3 you have to work with, and then there's time to eat, time to have your bath, time to relax, time to do other things that are not work. So the small, I don't know how much of the life is now left for action. And inside that action, remember, ideation is still there. Where you're imagining, imagination is still there. And imagination time is not really, you're not creating, you're not working really. You're not bringing that into life yet. So you see how much time you have to now execute. So we are saying that if you always look at another way I think about it. I say it all the time. This is 100% true. 100%. I don't know where you live. I don't know where you are, but think about it. If you pick up a stone, if somebody sets a target, let's say it is somebody sets a 100-meter target for you to use a stone to hit, and two of us are standing to throw a stone at a 100-meter target. I swear to you, if I imagine that I'm throwing that stone at a 1-kilometer target, whatever you do, I'll double it. Well, I'm even sure I'll beat you. But if I imagine in my head that I'm aiming for a 1-kilometer target in my head, now you may still hit the 100-meter target to you, But I'm just saying that if at all 100-meter target is far to throw, I'll hit that target. If it's far, let's say it's not very far and you can hit it, you hit the 100-meter target. I will hit it and go beyond what you get. Do you know why? Because you're aiming 100 meters. I'm aiming 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So I'm trying to do 10 times more than what you're trying to do. You see, I may land on the 200-meter mark, or 250-meter mark, or 500-meter mark, or depending on how much force my mind allows my arm to generate. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I mean. Apply this thing every time. If you can, this is the model I have in my right brain every time. Always attempt to overshoot. You're not trying to overshoot, you're trying to hit. Like I said, it's a 100-meter target that was given, or that has been given, or that your work, what you decided to do is, now we know it's 100 meters we want to do. Now decide that it's now 1,000 meters you're trying to do. Make that decision, and then walk towards 1,000 meters with all your heart. Guess the result you have. Do you understand? So for the social media business that we've now launched and run for about 3-4 months, I have gone to see the highest work anybody's doing, and Country Wayne is one of the most prolific people in this space. He makes 22 videos a day. He makes the minimum of 20 videos every day. That's what he posts every single day. If you go to his page now, till now, you count it. This is, I don't know what time it is you're listening to this, but just click Country Wayne, check. You see he has produced at least 15, and he will make 20 before today runs out. He makes 25, 30 sometimes, but it's not less than 20. Very prolific. Everything else on his page is about 13,000 videos. There's a blog I know that has 39,000 posts on their page. There are all kinds of bloggers. There's Vlad TV, there's Sechis, there's Tunde Ednot, there are all kinds of bloggers. So I've seen what everybody's doing. Everybody has done, the work everybody has done so far. So what I've now done is, I've now taken the bar of what I want to achieve and gone in front of everybody and kept it. That's what I did. As a newbie. Do you understand? And as DDG once said, I keep using this example. He asked a new streamer, he said, how often do you stream? The guy said he streams, I think he said 8 hours a day. He now said, how come I have more money than you and I work harder than you? I was like, damn, that's not correct. Somebody who has more money than you works harder than you is madness. The evidence that you want what they want is at least you're working harder than them. You should look like you're desperate in your work, not in your talk, in your work. So nobody should be working harder than me on social media. Nobody. You see that we've done 777 videos since 3 months ago. You see, it's not enough. If nobody should work harder than me, do you know people are making? There's a page I know that has posts. They have about 1 million videos posted, but the guy is just making nonsense there. That thing is not. Those things are not content. He's just throwing anything at. He's just trying to have the numbers. You know, he has about 6,000 subscribers or 30,000 subscribers. But if you go there, he's just putting. He will put a letter as a video, and then he's trying to have a Guinness World Record of the most videos posted. And the videos, there are nothing in the videos. He's just writing one thing. He'll say, I think what he's saying is he will take a picture of a letter he wrote and now say to see how it looks on video. Just something that doesn't make sense. You know. But I'm talking about people who actually make sense, who have content that change people's lives, content that help people make money, content that helps people with their minds. You know, content that is healing. The most prolific ones. We must work harder than them. That's the way I think about it. That's how we think on our team. We want to outwork everybody. The results can be as low as they want. I mean, nobody has any power over results. You know, the best you can do is work. Just like views and subscribers. Sometimes you don't have power over that. You tell somebody, please subscribe. You're not going to pick their hand up and push the button. You still allow them to make that decision themselves. You know, so that's not where you want to put your strength. You want to put your strength in the work you're supposed to do. And that's how we think about it. Like I said, every time I'm out. So this is the mental model. If you're thinking and you have an idea, after you have ideated, you decided what you want to do, and it's impossible to the regular person, go even more impossible to achieve that impossible goal. Do you understand? Like I said, we say we're throwing a stone at a 100-meter mark somewhere. You want to hit, you want the stone to land at a distance that's at least 100 meters. Let's assume it's humanly impossible to do that with a stone. Statistically. Good. This is why you're special. You're about to hit 100 meters. But guess what you now do in your mind? You are now going to move your mind to try to hit a 1,000-meter mark. You now start planning with all your strength. How? What angle? What force? How do you work with the wind to get 1,000 meters? That's what you want to do. You see, you agree with me that you would even overachieve on the 100-meter. Mr. Special Man. These are the ones who think on their mind. That's why I love internet. The internet. When you see this video now, you click it. You're listening to it alone. So it's not, nobody is there to tell you, come on, who told you you're special. You feel you're special. And quietly, you're seeing this video. Now you have a mental model that has been sold to you. You know, you have something you're going to now start doing. So don't forget, even if it means coming back here every day to remind yourself. If you want to do something from scratch, something you're trying to do, after you have thought about it, and every other person thinks it's impossible, go even more impossible. Set an even higher goal than that to help you achieve this one. And I'm telling you, if you end up at the end of the work you want to do, you're going to have achieved that impossible goal and surpassed it. I mean the first one, that every other person thinks is impossible, even though they didn't know in your mind that you moved the bar even higher. Guess what? If you don't even achieve it, let's say you don't achieve it, you're going to come very close. You know, and I now said, make this a habit. So guess what it is? Your life is full of, you see, hits or near hits. So you don't need to tell anybody you're special again. The evidence is everywhere. Do you understand what we're talking about?